everyone, this is Sarah Moore with the DMACC Career Center, and I'm here to talk to you about Work Study. The Work Study program is a federally funded financial aid program that funds part-time employment for students, mostly on campus, at all of our different locations. So these are jobs just like any other jobs. They're part-time, no more than 20 hours per week, and typically they pay $8.25 an hour. Our Work Study employees receive paychecks, again, just like any other job. So you'd be able to have your Work Study funds deposited through direct deposit to a banking account or your Hire One account. You'll be working with a supervisor, you'll be setting a schedule with them, you'll have responsibilities, just like any other job. But I think the great part about Work Study is that, like I said, most of the time they're here on campus, and these positions can be great ways to really engage with the campus, build your experiences, and in a setting that's usually a little bit more flexible sometimes than off-campus employment can be. So how do you find out if you're eligible for Work Study? That's an important question. So first things first, you have to make sure you're filing FAFSA every year. So making sure that you're submitting that to our financial aid department. And what they'll do is they'll take a look at your FAFSA and determine if you meet certain criteria to be eligible. You will know that you're eligible if you look at your financial aid award information. If you're looking at that on Web Info System and you're in your financial aid part of that account, you should see College Work Study listed as one of your awards if you're eligible. If you don't see that award there, it probably means you aren't eligible, but I think it's always a good idea to still call in or stop in and talk to somebody at your financial aid office just to make sure and maybe find out why you weren't eligible this year. Sometimes it's a matter of missing paperwork, and other times you just unfortunately maybe didn't meet the criteria this year due to the FAFSA information that they received. So always good to check in. But if you do see that Work Study award there, it means you're eligible to apply for Work Study jobs that are available. So definitely take advantage of this program if you're eligible for it, because like I said, these positions can be really great ways to build your resume and in a nice flexible on-campus environment usually. So great opportunity to participate. The other thing about being eligible for the Work Study program, in addition to receiving the award, you also have to make sure you're enrolled in at least half-time status. So in the fall and spring semesters, you do have to make sure you're enrolled in at least 6 credit hours to meet that half-time enrollment mark, or in the summer you would have to be enrolled for at least 4 credit hours. So in addition to receiving the award, you would also have to be enrolled in classes. So that's part of the stipulation of participating in the program, is that you would also have to be taking classes at a certain level, at half-time level at least, in order to participate. So if you are taking less than half-time, unfortunately that would mean that you wouldn't be able to work in a Work Study job. How do you find these jobs? Where are they? How can you find more information about them? There's a Work Study website. So if you are on the DMACC homepage and looking at that homepage, there should be a Student Services tab up at the top in that menu bar. If you hover over Student Services, and the drop-down menu will appear. Work Study program is all the way down at the bottom alphabetically, so if you click on that, or you can search for Work Study in the search bar, and that should bring you to the Work Study page. On the Work Study website, we have all sorts of resources and information. First of all, contact information for each of our campuses. So I work with the Ankeny positions, but if you are at our urban campus, Boone campus, or any of the other campuses, contact information for the Work Study reps at those campuses are listed there as well. So if you have questions about positions at those specific campuses, make sure you're connecting with the right person, or if you don't know who to go to, or have some questions, you are always welcome to contact me directly, and my information's on the site as well. Also on the website, we have our job postings. So we have faculty and staff from around our campuses who will post openings throughout the year to that website. So on the website, you should see a link that will say something along the lines of current Work Study job openings. So click on that link and it should ask you to log in. We do restrict access to the site just because we only want our students to see these jobs. So you would log in with your username and password, same thing as your email and your DMACC email and password for that. So my username is snmore. So I would put that in there and then my password, and that would allow me to access the job posting site. So from those postings, you'd be able to see all of the postings for all of the different campuses, and they're sorted by campus. So you'd be able to see the different opportunities that are available by campus on there. We try to keep those lists as up to date as possible. So if it's up on the website, it should be open. It should be a current opening there. If you find something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about it, you would click on the job. There's a link there for each of the jobs, and click on that to read the instructions and description to learn more about it. It's very important when you're applying for WorkStudy jobs that you follow the instructions given to you with that job posting, so you're applying and you're submitting all of the information that you need to. For example, at the Ankeny campus, a lot of our positions just require that you fill out our standard WorkStudy application form and that you email it directly to the supervisor so that they can then contact you for an interview. But sometimes the instructions vary or change depending on the position or on the campus. So do make sure you're reading the instructions carefully. And if you have questions about any of the instructions, please feel free to contact the representative contact person that's listed on the website for your campus. I think it's also very important to note that this is a competitive process. So when you are applying for these positions, whether you're filling out an application form or submitting a resume, or both, make sure that your materials are looking very good, that you're promoting your skills, that you're really putting yourself out there in a positive way, because the WorkStudy application process is competitive. We have far more eligible students than we have positions, unfortunately. So you do have to make sure that you are putting yourself out there in the best light possible, and that you are following instructions and you're communicating in a professional manner with the supervisors during the interviewing process, because they're going to be looking for the best candidate just like any other job. So this application process is kind of a good practice if you were to be applying for other jobs or internships off campus, just to make sure that you're getting some practice presenting yourself professionally to the supervisors for these positions. So make sure you're following instructions, make sure you're presenting yourself well, and hopefully that'll make you more competitive for these positions. So I mentioned the application form. For a lot of our positions, on a lot of our campuses, a lot of the positions just require a completed WorkStudy application form. That form is available in PDF format on the WorkStudy website. So same website with our contact information and the jobs. Down below there's a link that says WorkStudy application. So if you click on that, it should give you the PDF that you can fill out, save to your computer, and then attach that to an email to a supervisor or whoever the contact person is, depending on what the instructions are. So if you're looking for that application form, that's where it is. Follow the instructions again with each of the jobs to make sure you're submitting everything you need to. Also on the website, there is a handy FAQ form, looks like this. With details and information about the program, probably more information you could ever want to know about WorkStudy, but it just elaborates more on some of the points I've made already in this video. So you can download that FAQ form on the website and read a little bit more details about the program and some of the specifics about it. So if you haven't made your way to the WorkStudy website yet, I do recommend going there, because that's where most of the information is held. And again, that's, if you're on the DMACC homepage, click on or hover over Student Services, and the drop-down menu should appear, and WorkStudy is down at the bottom of that menu. So make sure that you navigate there to get some more answers as well. So what happens if you find a job that you want to apply for? Like I said, you do want to make sure that you follow the instructions, submit everything you need. If the supervisor is interested in talking with you, doing an interview, most of our positions require at least some sort of interview. They'll contact you directly and work with you, and then hopefully, if all goes well and they decide to hire you, they will probably direct you back to your campus WorkStudy representative to start the hiring process. So if one of those supervisors says that they would like to hire you, they'll send you, for example, if it's an Ankeny supervisor, they'll send you to me or to our office, to the Career Center, and we will work on your background check. So all of our WorkStudy positions require a background check because you will be working as a DMACC employee. So we will be working through HR to complete a background check on every work study candidate that comes through. So it is required that you have to pass the background check. If you have questions or concerns about that, you're welcome to talk to your representative. I always recommend, even if you do have a criminal record of some sort, to still try to go through the background check process, because sometimes certain offenses are not a major issue. Other times they are. So the only way for us to know is to run you through the check and see what HR comes back with. If you pass your background check, you'll be going through some sort of orientation or training that helps you fill out the rest of your paperwork. So your I-9s, your W-4s, direct deposit information, all of that through payroll. So you'll be working with your representative to get all of the final paperwork ironed out. And once that's all done, you'll be able to start working. So that's a little bit about the process and how it works. Again, it's a competitive process. Make sure you're presenting yourself well. If you have questions along the way, please contact your campus representative to get some additional assistance. If you have other questions, please feel free to contact myself or any of the other reps if you're at a different campus than Ankeny. Again, that website, DMACC homepage, student services, work study program. Make sure you can get there and check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and again, let me know if you have questions.